Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, the internet, and the like, and welcome back to Serious Sam, the second encounter. And where we previously left off, we had gone through the Valley of the Jaguar, and we had collected the Crystal Skull before Indiana Jones ever could. And as such, we don't have to worry about that terrible, terrible movie ever being released. And we also have ammunition right here at the start of the level, which is very nice. Now, Natrixa told me in the previous episode that apparently this city is very heavily guarded by monsters, but judging from this little flyover cutscene, I don't know, I'm not seeing any monsters right now. I mean, theoretically you could hide some of them like behind the buildings and such, but this is very odd. You'd think that they'd actually have some sort of layer of protection here, but nope, no monsters here. It's just us and that nice Tommy gun, which I should probably go pick up at some point, because having a Tommy gun is very nice. It's also very good against the Zorgs, in my opinion, because it allows you to fight them from a relatively long distance without having to use some of your more costly ammunition, such as sniper rifle bullets. I mean, yes, you can use the pistols, but the Tommy gun just makes things easier.
Wait for me, Montezuma. Here I come.
Very well, then. Natrixa, what do you have to say? Montezuma's mask. There's an altar in the yard, which has a place for two masks. The masks represent different phases of Montezuma, one of the mightiest and most powerful rulers of this city. Montezuma used these masks when he acted as a judge. The seriously scary mask meant that the accused didn't have much chance of getting away with the offense he had committed, while the hilariously happy mask often caused bursts of uncontrollable laughter, tears of relief, and it dictated a future life for the accused. The altar is empty. Find the two masks, put them on their places, and the gates will open. Masks were kept in two small buildings on your left and right, so be sure to check them out first. Very well then, and perhaps I can come across the seriously stupid mask, which I've yet to figure out what that means, honestly. But it's probably a great mask, in my opinion. So, we've got some more of these Zorg guys. You saw only one of them in the first level, but now there's just like a million of them. So they're definitely a lot more common enemies nowadays. And it also introduces another variant. I got hit by a guy way out there. I'm trying to switch to the rifle. This isn't working. Okay. Ow. Oh hi, you know how to walk around buildings. Okay, that's a great start. I was trying to analyze something, but you see that guy right there? Yeah, that is called a Zorg commander, and what the commanders are, they have a little more health than the mercenaries do, and you can see from their attack, they're pretty much like upgraded versions of the firecrackers, beheaded firecrackers, if you know what those are. And these guys, they're pretty much just rocketeers that fire two shots and have a bit more health. I'm not gonna pick this Tommy gun up just yet. First, I'm going to go around and trigger a couple more enemies. And I also want to get a little bit of a look at this nice, lovely altar, which we have to place the two masks. Yes. So there's that guy out there, that one skeleton. I believe it spawns a couple of skeletons in this general area. And there's also a couple of rocketeers that appear if I walk around the back of this building, I think. So, get rid of you, first of all. That's most important to me, is to get rid of all the clear skeletons in the world so I don't have to worry about getting my face clawed off. And just as I predicted, there are all the rocketeers, and there's sort of a rocketeer. I mean, he acts like a rocketeer, but he's not really a rocketeer. So the first secret is over here behind this tree, which I think you can jump around in the classic version, but in Serious Sam HD I think you have to actually destroy the tree. But there is some health back here. A 50 health cube if you need it. And there's armor behind here, which I could actually use because I kind of wasted some of it while being distracted by stupid enemies while trying to figure out what the damn button was to hold the sniper rifle. Yeah. So going over back here, there is also another secret behind this building, which is a set of secret cannonballs. So that might get you thinking, I wonder if there is a secret cannon in this level. And you might be right on that. So what I usually like to do, however, for the time being, is we like to go in this building. I usually prefer to go into this building first all. I'm so good at forming sentences today. I like going into this building first of all, mostly because it's kind of easier than going into the second building, and there's also a secret behind this corridor. So first of all, there is this secret corridor, and you walk down this little building path. You go into this room, and you find that there are some cannonballs and a serious bomb. But where on earth is that damn cannon that I was promised? There it is. And now we have the cannon, one of the best weapons in the game, and one that almost completely blocks 3/4 of your screen, so I want to take that off right now, and only use it for emergency situations, and that is a very cool lighting effect. I love that. I don't know why I've never noticed that before, but that just suddenly very much surprised me. It makes me think about how cool this game was back in its day. So this is the proper path we need to take, which is obviously mirrored by that secret corridor. And here we have the first mask. Yes, that is very enthralling. It's nice to know that we have to put that mask right on the pedestal altar thingy once again, even though you already told us. But then again, maybe people who don't bother reading the messages just couldn't care less. So, we have a bunch of marsh hoppers here. Here's where I like to use the chainsaw, because it's great for finishing off marsh hoppers, and it's also a pretty good weapon for killing clear skeletons if you circle strafe them enough. Now, I believe if you kill, like, maybe 4 skeletons, then it spawns a couple of bowls. So, I want to be really careful. Yeah, there they go. There they go. So, let's go use the cannon right here. I've run into my own explosion by accident. But yeah, that's usually how I like to do this room. Normally I would immediately switch to the cannon and try to kill both bowls at the same time, but unfortunately that did not go well. But that's okay, I mean, we still lived. There's definitely still some armor that we could collect to replenish our supply, and at least live a little bit longer than we would without it. So, fear not, viewers, fear not. Now, stepping out of this building, there are a couple things you need to worry about. There's that guy out there, first of all, and there's this guy, and that's pretty much it. Basically, when you walk out of both buildings, for this one, obviously there are only 2 arachnoids that spawn, but if you walk out of that one, I think there's like 5 arachnoids that spawn, so you might want to be careful. So what we have back here is yet another serious bomb, so I'm starting to think that Crow Team wants us to use these. But there's also a secret back here, which I'm going to quick save since I don't have much armor. Secret bloodbath has been activated. So yeah, I pretty much just used the cannon right here, just to dispatch of all those enemies. That guy fell behind the barrier of the wall. He's probably dead by now and his corpse has probably disappeared, so we can't really go and see it. But that will sometimes happen if you kill it immediately after it spawns, and I was lucky enough to do so. So I'm gonna scrounge around. I believe... where's the other secret? I think the other secret is over there. So I'm just gonna go quickly check this place out. Maybe I can analyze this door real quick. Closed gate. As simple as it gets, place 2 masks on the altar in this yard and the gates will open. Well, that's fair enough. Also, these snake statues. In the HD remake, if you destroy all these snake statues in the game, then you'll find a secret. Which, I'm not really going to spoil, but if you're familiar with it, then that's pretty cool. But they added another secret that involves destroying those statues, so that's kind of a neat little touch. It's not exactly the best secret in the world, but it's kind of cool. There's a miscolored wall over here that hides a 100 armor pack, which I'm definitely going to pick up because I could use it. And now we can enter this temple. So, I'm gonna use the... I was going to use the shotgun, but then I kind of changed my mind because of this dude. And now, this guy. And then there's... Alright, there is another arachnoid up there, but he can't quite see us, and we can't quite see him. So we're going to have to kill him from a different angle. And by a different angle, I'm going to spam grenades in his general direction. After I kind of fail on that. I'm sorry, I keep thinking that I'm playing Team Fortress 2 whenever I see a grenade launcher. Like, I keep... You know what would be cool in Team Fortress 2? If they had a grenade launcher where you would have to... Oh, wait. Oh, technically, they already have that, I was going to say, it would be cool if they had a grenade launcher that I have to, like, charge the shots so that way the grenades would go different distances, but technically they already have that, and that is called the loose cannon, if you are not familiar with Team Fortress 2. So the mask is over in that room, but first of all, there's a secret in this room that I feel is much more worth picking up because it is, in fact, 100 health. Now, you want to be careful because it spawns not just one bull, but 2 bulls, and walking around this corner, there happens to be a biomech, so you definitely don't want to be in this very enclosed room with a biomech. That's not exactly good. So here you just have to be kind of patient and wait for these little darts to go by, wait for the things to shoot, and then you can pick up the hilariously happy mask. And right there you can both see and hear that there are indeed a couple of enemies that we will need to dispose of. And okay, apparently these stopped working. I'm not really sure why the trap stopped working. That's strange. And then it started working again once that pumpkin head ran in. That was very strange. I've never seen that before. But I did remember that pumpkin head was there, so I was being a little bit cautious about that. So walking out here immediately, it may be in your best interest to take care of this biomech. Personally, I'm going to use the cannon because I have it. And that biomech appeared to have blown up the little Zorg over there. And, okay, I'm being shot at. Just give me a second to compose myself. I kind of wish that the sniper rifle was mapped to the number 7 on my keyboard because that makes things so much easier in Serious Sam HD. And it's also the button for the cannon, but in this game the button for the cannon is 8, and 7, I think that is for the laser gun, which we don't have yet, but we will have eventually. So we already killed a couple of arachnoids. There's one hiding behind this corner over here, so I'm going to go ahead and alright, there's one guy out there that I can see in my crosshair, so I'm gonna take care of him before he starts sniping at me. Then there's this fellow who's not really being a very good ninja, and okay, I got shot by something. I think... Ow. Alright, just give me a second. I have to allow myself to get shot enough times to figure out where I'm being shot from. Where the hell is he? He's probably in like a very obvious... There he is. I forgot about you. Okay. I'm good at this game, you guys. So now we can place the masks on this altar and maybe see what happens. And thus, this will allow us to progress forward. However, it might be in my best interest to pick up that Tommy gun first of all, which is going to spawn a series of kamikazes and harpies, which is not very good. So for this following battle, what I usually like to do is just stand in one area, like I'm probably going to stand over there behind the altar, and then pretty much just pick off the enemies from there, because otherwise, it's a little bit dangerous. So I'm immediately going to run this way. As you can see, there is a kamikaze that spawns right there, and they do keep spawning, so you kind of want to stand just sort of behind them to make sure they don't blow up right in your face as they appear. And you should be fine. Keyword being should. Otherwise, you might be in some serious badness and awfulness and commentary. I have it today with my wonderful vocabulary of wordiness of words. And kamikazes. They're just going to run at me. It might be in your best interest to dispose of these harpies as soon as possible before the kamikazes get to you. But bear in mind that they are still kind of running around, so you do want to destroy them if they happen to be, like, right next to you. And I think one way you could sort of cheat the system, because what am I thinking of? There is sort of a way to like do this battle the cheap way. I mean, apart from the harpies being able to fly, one thing you can do in this particular section is that you can actually climb up the side of this pyramid, because the way jumping physics work on the Sirius engine is if you jump off like the side right here, the side of this wall, if you do that right, then you'll just jump right up onto the building, and that's kind of silly. And this is, I'm sorry, this is even more silly, I have to admit. That's adorable. But yeah, like, basically you strafe and then you just jump up at the right time, and pretty much most of the time you'll be able to just climb up this pyramid entirely. I actually learned this from Omgard's playthrough of the second encounter, and yeah, this actually kind of surprised me. It's a very interesting little glitch, and it allows you to climb up in different places where you don't have to necessarily rocket jump. Okay, you just shut up, because that is getting quite irritating, in my opinion. But yes, if I could just get back up here briefly, I wanna try something before I inevitably continue to waste everybody's time. Get on the bloody... God damn it. I'll get this eventually. There we go. So, now I can slide down this thing like a slide. That's all I wanted to accomplish. I don't think that door up there necessarily opens, although it would be kind of cool if it did. That would make a very interesting secret, but alas. Boom, and boom. That takes care of you, stupid bastards. You aren't going to get the jump on me today, like you almost did right there. I have a Tommy gun! And as I said earlier, it makes taking out the Zorgs a little more efficient.